How are you today? 2 days in a row I'm on. And today I actually dressed up for the occasion. We're all home, and I read somewhere that live streaming was healthy for this time. So, geez, I my whole life was destroyed by live streaming, but I never stopped because I love the medium and the communication with people around the world. So it's not actually destroyed. But I have a pretty good show today. I've got some clips, and I'm going to say hi to all of you. I've got clips that we're going to go through and talk about the the paranoia, and I do want to talk about this, what Alaric is saying about the hydrochloroquine. We're going to talk about that after because you brought it up. And I have personal experience with hydrochloroquine, amazingly enough, and I have it here. So, anyway, hi, there's Alex, and this is great, and Kim, and thank you for coming, everyone. I think at this time it's kind of cool, you know. Um, I took a shower. I want to feel like a human being, and smile for everybody. But today is kind of an interesting day, and hello, Darlene. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm going to start with, when you sit and you play on the internet, and you know that everybody. Oops, sorry, not supposed to touch your face, but I'm clean. You're not supposed to. I mean, you play with the internet and you see all the stuff that's on there, and I have a thing about going on and seeing what the other side of the world is doing. Hi, Jilly Love. Jilly Love's here, and Moose Gal's here. This is wonderful. I like it. I like it. And Chris calls her Antina, anthropomorphic facsimile. I'm not reading today. Hi, Mindy. Oh, this is a great group. All right, so listen, we're going to get started. So my little graphic up here with the coronavirus is spreading. That's just one of them that I found, and I thought I would put up. And I'm going to start out playing. Yes, that's right. All this disability folk. Then, oh, Mindy, I need to talk to you, but we'll do that another time. Anyway, oh, thank you. I'm contagious. Listen, so let's get going on this. So, there's a malignant shit funnel out there named Richie from Boston, and he got in trouble. And I'm going to bounce around, but he got in trouble, and now he has Richie from Boston too. So I thought I would start out with this because all the stuff that's been on now is like they're calling it pandemic, and I can't live in a paranoid world, but I can bring this to you so you guys can make up your own mind whether or not you go for this stuff, okay? And oh my God, Alaric is bringing us all this stuff, and he's talking about this medicine I have here, hydrochloroquine, because it's for malaria, actually. All right, I'll do it now really quickly. Hydrochloroquine, you're saying it with an antibiotic, azithromycin, could make you test or be virologically cured within coronavirus. Well, interestingly enough, hydrochloroquine, which I've been on and off for years, is also used in treatment for Sjogren's disease, which is why I have swollen glands all the time. I don't have fat neck, I have swollen glands. And that's from what's called Sjogren's disease, right? And one of the treatments is hydrochloroquine. Interestingly enough, Alaric. And when I first took it, I said, geez, this is pretty weird to take something that's for malaria. But they said it had these properties that would lower your inflammation. But I stopped taking it because I don't like to take all these medicines, and I didn't know if it was doing anything because these never go down. No matter what I do, turmeric, whatever, unless somebody doctor comes in and says, "I'm taking those glands," goodbye. But that was really interesting, and thank you. Yeah, Jilly, they're chloroquine, they're antivirals. Well, I have them here. But that's pretty cool. So we're gonna start. So I kind of veered off, but that's interesting, Alaric, and that's something I'd like to go to go into. And yeah, echoes of Notch, she sure did. There was an earthquake in Salt Lake City, and I wrote to Chris immediately this morning upon reading it, and she told me she was going to post in her community spot all the information for her, and I think they're all right. And Moose Gal, I don't want any person to die or get sick either. I don't feel paranoid. No, but you see, we live in a paranoid society, constant paranoia. So today I'm going to get started with some paranoia. Hi, Harley Canine. He's like, Harley, you're locked and loaded for all the meth heads. Listen, my husband is too, darling. you know, there's a certain kind of guy, and he's one of them. Oh, well, they're natural progressive. My voice is really weird today, by the way. My throat feels kind of sore. Okay, we are going to start out with this guy, Richie from Boston. And you guys, I'm just bringing you the information and you hear it for yourself. Come on.
Was the internet to go out. There it is. There it is. Once the internet's completely gone, there's a reason they've been leaving us alone. They're not censoring us or anything because they can't pull what they're pulling and start censoring channels that are trying to tell you what's up because it would point the fingers. It would point too many fingers back at them. And this is a lot of people. Like I got to my buddy's place, okay? Christians, they know what's up, blah, blah, blah. They have bug out locations, etc.
Oh,
But they're like, oh, this is just payback against Donald Trump. And it's like, yeah, Donald Trump is completely and totally in on it. There's a reason The Economist magazine put him on the cover as King Trump, sitting on top of the world with the American flag rolled up under his ass like a toilet bowl. Do you see what I'm saying? Trump is in on this. He's a billionaire. He's a capitalist. He's an Israel first. He's not one of us. He never has been. That's how you become a billionaire, not once, but twice in one lifetime in America, period. All right? So know that. This may be being a test. Yeah. But guess what? It doesn't have to be a test. They've done lots of drills. They've done lots of things that either went or didn't.
Okay, it's enough of Richie from Boston. I got to get rid of him. Oh, I can't stand him. Anyway, this guy used to drive a truck and drive around and talk and do his videos on chemtrails and how they're killing us, and they the New World Order. They always talk about Agenda 21 because they've never read the actual document from the United Nations. I can't live in that world. I live in a science world with Jennifer. We live in a world where people rely on science and rely on research, and it's just, but that's, me. I'm just bringing you this stuff to show you what's out there. And here's another one. We're going to go to this one, this next one. Okay, let's see. This they're calling it pandemic also. And let's get to this one. Oh God, I hope these. Oh, please, people don't come up. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
There's probably a real flu, but
hopefully you can hear
I just
it.
don't think it's anything to worry about. I think that if you get scared, then you're allowing them to get away with the plans that they want. You got to stop. I mean, what you do is of no consequence to them, but what's going to be of consequence to all of us is if we buy their game and then we start joining in this chorus that says that the United States under President Trump is taking all the wrong actions. That could change the election. And we can't afford, the world can't afford for Donald Trump to lose the next election, in my opinion. I know people don't like that, but the people that don't like that generally can't even put two and two together. I've just given you
Can't
two
hear.
and two. And does this equal 4? It does to me. All right, I'm going to stop talking now. Thanks a lot for listening, everybody. I hope this has put your mind at ease a little bit. I hope it's given you something to think about. I'll leave some links in the description box so you can go and see some of this stuff for yourself. And also, I'm going to put a link to...
Okay, so do you get the idea on that one? She is completely blaming everything on the New World Order, and it's all. I mean, it's Israel, it's China, it's everywhere, and we don't know. We know what. I'm not. I'm not going to sit here and say where it's from. We know what we see, but there's a lot of us that can decipher what is accurate and what's not. But it's also pretty interesting to look at these other people and these things because honestly, Richie from Boston, let's see, he's got let's see, this dude has he's probably got 82, let's see if I can make it bigger. I don't know what happens on my screen. He's got 86,000 subscribers, and he sells stock up on food for your home. My Patriot Supply, but his Patriot now, he doesn't like Donald Trump anymore. Stock, so they sell shit, and but there's a lot of people, watching these things, and to me, it's. I can't see how anyone could ever call us a conspiracy because if you're science-based and you're going by the facts in this unfact-based universe, well, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary. So here we go. I've got some more we can look at, and this is Twitter. And this is, they're calling it, and look, I'm just giving the information. I'm just telling you what's out here. Oh, look, another chemtrail cocktail to go with the coronavirus cocktail. Wonder if they'll cancel chemtrail flights too over the flights over coronavirus. Now, this is totally, we know this is a doctored picture, completely doctored. They're always doctored like these pictures because there is another site I follow called, it's debunked. I can find it maybe. It's a debunking site. And it's interesting that, now coronavirus is being sprayed from the airplanes. I mean, we know that China is very seriously on lockdown, and we're going to see a little video on that. This guy says, I'm going outside anyway. It ain't even the virus. It's just the 5G electro radioactive frequency wavelengths from them cell towers and the chemtrail cocktail that's making you sick. They just pump up the coronavirus shit to create fear within the public. Stay woke. I think those people create more fear in the public on purpose. When they talk about all this fear mongering and fear porn, let me tell you, they're all right. Some of my friends believe it. You know what? I love my friends. No matter what you feel, believe, or whatever, I'm still going to love you. I can't change it. I can just present this stuff. I don't even know what you're all talking about, but I'm going to, here, this guy said 6 hours ago on my 9:30 a.m. Forest Hill and noticed that the chemtrail flights are still happening, dropping fumes on our gloom. See, now, oh, here's one. Chemtrail pilots must get quarantined. Ever noticed how beautiful the sky is without chemtrails the last 2 days? Now, I've been asked to, go into that with Jennifer, which is the global dimming. Possibly we'll talk about that topic on Friday night, which I think would be interesting. I haven't had any time to look at it, but here, this person's in Britain. No chemtrail over Lancashire today. Sun is allowed to shine without it being blocked. See what happens when Italy is on lockdown with coronavirus. The skies are clear and I can breathe. Now, we call it, and what did I come out with Sam Mitchell? Cap trails. Capitalism trails. We are seeing exactly that. The lessening of flying is directly a result of capitalism. And I know about 5G. I know all about the waves. I don't love it. I think that 5G is a bit scary, but I'm going to refrain from that at the moment. I wanted to talk about cap trails because you see, when you talk about chemtrails, and it's like a on purpose spraying, nefarious. We don't know. It's always directing people to look at things that may not be real and may not be happening, and it's deflecting them from dealing or looking at the reality of climate change, because most of, I noticed the videos that I watch on some of these channels, I won't mention names, they will always open up with something about the chemtrails and about the nefarious deeds and about the governments and about goddamn George Soros. I'm surprised I didn't even pull up something that said Soros is behind this. And it will be all not science, not stuff that I can even digest or listen to, because it's bullshit. And then they will always say that that climate change is not real. So they might acknowledge climate change, but then it's totally dismissed. It's dismissed. Okay? And thousands of people all over the world are buying this stuff, and it's kind of sad. Not many cap trails out today. Eric was originally asked about that. He wrote and said, do you think you guys, you know anything about it? It's pretty much the global dimming effect, and what scientists, and if we have time, I hope Jennifer does, to research what universities are now out there, because people have to be running out there. I wrote to the expedition, I wrote to the Mosaic, and I asked them, they didn't write me back, so obviously they're pretty busy, but no, I don't want my notes. I was going to see if I could find my letter to them. If I can find my letter to them, I'll read you what I wrote to them, because I wanted to know if they're going to adjust their oh boy, I have so many emails. It's like insane. If they're going to adjust their research for this now, that oh my, it's quite a while ago. I don't know if I have it, but I asked them, are you going to adjust your research because of this new coronavirus and the fact that planes are not flying? So their baselines might be different, and we shall see. I couldn't find the letter. So I'm going to go on, because I do have one more video that I want to show you. Now, when I talk about this, I say, okay, would you rather See all of the people that I showed you, or look at,
up in these
whoop.
parts and has been
Oh, well,
for the last 15 years.
here's another one. Okay, that was on there on oh, here, Ohio gets chemtrail like crazy. The next day, coronavirus attack. Next day, entire state shut down. Deep state attack. We will play the game. Oh my God. All right. Would you rather see all of what I showed you? Then y'all follow us, so obviously probably not. Or this.
Um, so I don't think the Chinese uh, description of the rapid drop off is necessarily true. I don't know if they've controlled it in Wuhan. I don't know what their scheming is about, but Italy, I would trust to give a bit better uh, uh, statistics, a bit more accurate statistics, very much more accurate statistics, or at least something I trust much more. Iran, I'm told, also is lying that they have mass graves. So I don't know.
Yes, well, they've been photographed from the air. Well, I think Italy can be trusted, and especially because
Peter Wadhams.
the outbreak, the worst of the outbreak, happened in the north of Italy, which is the part with the best healthcare system and the most advanced economy, so to speak. And the south of Italy is sort of a bit backward. So I think we can really trust the Italian statistics, and they're giving out absolute transparency with data. So if we need a case or a study of what happens if you do particular things, then I think Italy provides the best model.
Yeah, good. Now, we won't talk much about the United States. I've already gotten my fill of ranting about the current Trump administration and how the pathological lies that go on. So let me not launch into the United States, but there are probably many times as many infections as are being reported because there aren't any test kits.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to
that's the
stop
case.
this
And
for a second. Now, is this and I'm going to go on with this. Is this paranoia, or is this more studied and more accurate from Stuart Scott and Peter Wadhams than Richie from Boston, so to speak? Think about it. I just give you food for thought. And again, I am not putting anybody down at all, because I do believe that there is a they, but I believe it's the power structure in political power structure as these guys talk about. So let me go on a little bit with them. And there's also 3 videos with Paul Beckwith that if you haven't seen them,
it's a sort of typical
good.
Trump approach that if you don't test for it, you can pretend it's not there.
Yes.
So it's extraordinarily stupid and short-sighted, but typical.
Well, it permits him to lie with impunity because nobody knows. Again, you're welcome to discuss Trump, but I get nauseous every time.
And that I will definitely
exactly the same
shut him off, because I don't want to talk about, as Juice Media called it, the malignant shit funnel. Oh my God. Oh gosh. Okay. So anyway, I might see if I can pull up the Paul Beckwith one really quick, if I have enough. All right, let's see. There's another wonderful. I'll play part 2. Okay, let's clip
We'll
up.
talk about herd immunity with vaccinations, right? If you
Okay, here we
vaccinate a
go.
certain number of people, then that protects all the people that that can't
Wouldn't you
get
rather listen
vaccinated
to this?
because there's not enough carriers for it to keep spreading in the population. So, but that applies to when people are immune, given vaccines. But if nobody's got, we don't have vaccines for this, so it would require about 60% of the population to be infected before the other 40% would be less likely to become infected, which is crazy because there's no modulation of the spike. So, once the hospitals get flooded and then it's over. Like in the US
Let me jump ahead though. I want to go again into connecting the dots like I did talking in my last conversation. Why would, and I ask you, and you'll know right away because you know who I am and what my incessant message is.
Yeah.
Bottom line,
Go, Stuart.
root cause. Why would governments be motivated to not act correctly and do lockdowns?
Okay, good
Why?
question.
Yeah.
In one word. In one word.
Yeah. Well, they care about the money. They don't care about the
bingo, money.
About people, right?
But you can say,
and not money's a good spreader too, right? Local coffee shops in Ottawa. I'm in Oshawa right now, but local coffee shops, they're only accepting debit or credit because money, if you're handling money, you've got the virus, the virus will get on the money and go everywhere.
You want somebody to stick their card in, they handle the cum, they get it.
Yes, that's
or you
right.
have a little bit of the hand sanitizer next to it, but I got it. Well, that's
also
a sane
and think about it. Another thing that people really need to be aware of is, okay, you're on your phone doing stuff, right? And I can't bring out my phone because it's filming for us on a tripod. You bring out your phone, you're doing all kinds of stuff.
Love us. All right.
Then you go to the washroom and wash your hands with soap. Soap is way better.
And then you,
go back and you start eating, and then you bring your phone out and you start doing stuff.
Spray your phone.
It's no good. What's the good of washing your hands if you don't also wash the screen of your phone?
Exactly. I tell my husband that.
I have not started. I have not gotten it until today.
Exactly. Really that's little stuff we can think about. Anyway, see now, I would much rather listen to them. I would so much rather listen to them than them. Who's releasing the virus? Who's releasing the virus? Well, I think it's been an interesting show. And let's look at some comments. I brought you food for thought and have a quarantini, although mine is coffee. All right. I see you guys are having some good conversation in here. And Brian, you said Mars out of touch. It's funny. I watched the last show. He had 3 panelists that were absolutely horrible, but his guests were good. And I was shocked. Not that I was shocked that, well, he has good guests sometimes. You can't always dismiss everybody. You cannot paint everyone with this same, they're neoliberal, they suck brush, because the show might have a good guest, and I was surprised. So, anyway, Darlene, this was my question. Serious. Why toilet paper hoarding? It was empty at the store and I had to buy Kleenex. Okay, when I was at the store, I took a picture of that. Kleenex, there were Kleenex. This is a lung and snot thing, right? There were Kleenex, but there was no toilet paper. And I'm stymied and I haven't gotten the answer to that one yet. Nope. Yes, Chris is on tonight. Don't forget her show. The Natural Progressive is on. She does the panel tonight. And Mindy, you like that? So I basically really, food for thought. And I'm not going to probably do these at 5 o'clock all the time. It's just, I know that I'm kind of, need to use my head, and I need to get dressed once in a while. So it gives me a reason to get up and look like a human being and come on with you. Chris says going to be a lot of clogged toilets. Anyway, thank you guys. Anybody have anything else that they would like to bring up? Because I probably missed so many of your comments doing the Eric says this is causing mayhem in the prison system and they might have to let people go. Well, yes, there's so much to read, so much to do. Thank you for coming. I enjoyed myself with you. Oh, Jean, I forgot. There's one more thing. Jean, she said, I wonder if we start posting that, say, matches or something were gone from the shelves and people start hoarding matches. That's a psychological concept for sure. Jean was on another chat room with me, and I had said my husband, in his everlasting constant negativity, he said, we probably have it already. And I said, what do you mean we have it already? He goes, well, look where I work. He's busy disinfecting a school with his COPD and 4 stents in his heart, making $11.15 an hour. But we're the greatest country in the world. Anyway, I said, well, what makes you say that? He goes, well, I don't know. I said, why? Because you had pneumonia in January? I said, honey, if you had it, wouldn't of other people have tested? Wouldn't we know already that people have tested for it? When you had pneumonia in January, when he had pneumonia in January, his doctor, they weren't looking at this. We didn't even know anything about it until we came home from our little trip to see my mother, and people were in masks with respirators. But here we are. We're at home, not going out. My sister has 2 days. My sister-in-law has 2 days, I think, left until she knows if she has symptoms because she was exposed and she's high risk. And they're a mess down there in New York. And I forgot I was going to keep her anonymity, and I didn't. I'm sorry. But she's okay. She's okay. Thank you, Jilly Love. There's a beautiful video called May the Earth Feel Your Love. I think I will end on that. And except for Scott asked, are you doing a show on global dimming? And I have to, converse with Jennifer, because if we're not prepared and we think we're going to do our show on Saturday instead of Friday, we'll see. It's difficult for her work schedule. Oh, that's right, Jean. See, Jean, Jean, you know what, Jean, you need to be like my producer. Okay, we were talking about being ill, and I went off to the left, to the right, whatever, really quick. If you were sick, and this is what you have to think about, that's right. If you were sick, do you want to be on a respirator or not? So I guess the importance is of having a living will. And Jean, I'm so sorry that I went off into, so I have to ask my husband, if he got sick, would he want to be put on a respirator? And then everybody, I suppose, because, if something does happen, let's say something does happen, and if we're going to die, maybe I'm doing these shows and these are the last shows you're going to see of me. We don't know. I'm not panicked or feared like that, but my daughter's younger. So Jean brought that up about the living will, and I think I have one, but at this time, it's probably good because you don't want to leave the younger ones a mess if something happens to you. And a DNR is a good idea if you don't want to, yes. So we have to think of those things. And I have to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you to Jean for getting me back on track when I started to go poof with my stories. Because actually that happens. Obviously, you all know that. So now I will end at that. It is 35 minutes. And everybody, don't forget to go to the Natural Progressive tonight. And I didn't give out a shout last time to Head in the Box. They've been having some shows. I missed them last night. They have a new show out. Uh, obviously, we showed Paul Beckwith. Thank you. Everybody have a great night. I will. Peace. I love you. I have to say it because I do, and I can't touch anybody.